No Country for Old Men, directed by the Coen brothers, is a critically acclaimed film best known for its masterclass in sound design. The film uses strictly diegetic sounds with no score or any other form of non-diegetic audio. This gives the film a unique sense of realism and brings an element of anxiety to its intense scenes that could not be achieved with a non-diegetic approach to the sound design. The best example of this comes right before the midpoint of the film, during the sequence where Llewellyn is pulling the satchel of money through the vents at the motel. First and foremost, the amount of little but impactful sounds that are used in this scene are the reason it is so immersive. The droning hum of the road, the groaning of the engine, and the beeping of the tracker are the only things audible in the beginning of this sequence. It's as if we are no longer watching a film. We are now a fly on the wall in this psycho killer's truck, and we are painfully aware that the beeping of that tracker is gradually getting quicker and quicker. This brings me to my next point. The Coen brothers expertly designed the sound in this scene to not only immerse the viewer completely in the world of the film, but to also manipulate the viewer into feeling anxious. They did this using volume. The tracker, for example, is the loudest sound in the scene at first. Everything else is very quiet, including the almost silent squeal of the truck's brakes. This draws all our attention on the steady beeping of the tracker. The way it increases in pace as it gets closer to the money mimics that of an anxious heartbeat, which sets the tone for the rest of the scene. Once Anton gets into the motel room, the sound design creates a juxtaposition between the audio in his room and the audio in Llewellyn's room. Every sound that is made in Anton's room is soft and quiet, only audible because of the complete silence that is present. The flick of the light switches, the creaking walls, the cocking of his air gun, and the hissing of the air tank are all incredibly subtle. Conversely, every sound that is made in Llewellyn's room feels obnoxiously loud. He stretches the duct tape aggressively, bangs the vent cover against the vent, slams the pole against the vent wall, and then to top it all off, the satchel makes a loud squeak along the floor of the vent. This contrast between the two rooms is what makes this scene so suspenseful and stressful. The fact that we can hear every little sound that Anton makes tells us that the environment is quiet. When we have the knowledge that the environment is so quiet, we assume that Anton must be able to hear such loud noises coming from Llewellyn's room. This makes us, the viewers, incredibly anxious. Every bang and slam made by Llewellyn is immediately juxtaposed by the utter silence that surrounds Anton. In conclusion, the realism and suspense in No Country for Old Men is made possible by the meticulous sound design orchestrated by the Coen brothers, who utilized volume and included great detail to make their scenes immersive and intense. The scene I examined is just one example of this. The rest of the film is full of palm-sweating moments that have you on the edge of your seat, and I highly recommend that you watch it if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Let me ask you something. If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule?